Well, good morning, DirtFish Rally friends. What a glorious sunrise on the final day of the Acropolis Rally of Gods. Can I tell you a little story, folks, before we get into rallying? Right here, right where we are, many, many years ago. This is where the army of Persians, led by Xerxes, came ashore to try and storm the mountains. And who held them back? Leonidas and his army of 300. Watch the film, The 300 Spartans, literally here in the mountains behind us, where yesterday's stages ran. That's where all that happened. Isn't that fascinating? I think it is anyway. Folks, the rallying, we have, listen, a final day ahead of us. Sometimes final days on WRC events, well, they can be a little bit benign, can't they? Maybe not an awful lot happening. Straightforward stages, very few kilometres. That is not the case today, let me tell you. We have 3 stages. Now that sounds a little bit, well, straightforward, but the middle of those stages, my goodness me, 33 kilometres, the Pyrgos stage. It's a challenge, it's a proper challenge. Perhaps the most testing stage of the rally, according to, well, 1 or 2 of our drivers. Here is the other thing about that stage. It is one of the stages that was badly affected on the recce. When the boys and girls were up there, it was pouring with rain, the cloud was low, visibility was poor. In places, it was very, very difficult just for the recce cars to get through. Now, that was, 3-4 days ago. It will have almost entirely dried up. But as we saw yesterday, there are still patches where it's very slippery indeed, where it's very muddy indeed, where it's very, well, unpredictable almost in places. Okay, down here we'll get up to maybe 26, 27 degrees by mid-afternoon, or certainly by lunchtime. Up on the stages, we're way up, way up, maybe 1,000, 1,200 feet up into the mountain, 1,200 meters up into the mountains. Might only get as high as 18, 19 degrees. And that means that the mud on the stages will still be a bit of an issue. Nothing to be taken for granted out there today. But what we can say is the man that can manage his day out there is, well, the boy wonder. It's Rovanperä. What a rally he has had. He goes into this, the final day, with a 30-second lead over Ott Tänak. It's quite a remarkable situation. He's got nearly half a second a kilometre in hand. He should be able to manage things. He's been at 1 with that Toyota all weekend so far. He's had absolutely no issues. A very, very small moment out there yesterday. I think it was on the bauxite stage. But other than that, Rovanperä has looked absolutely supreme and imperious out there on the stages. The second win for Rovanperä is his. He could only throw it away this morning, and I do not expect him to do that. We then look back at the battle between Tänak and Ogier. Do you know what? Is it a battle? Tänak is fighting. He's fighting more than anything the car. He cannot find a comfortable setup with that car that shows us what he can do. Tänak in the Toyota days was untouchable. His pace, his bravery, his commitment, his quality was absolutely right up there and untouchable. And he is struggling to get back to that point. And it's desperate to watch because you can tell that Tänak really isn't happy. He's really not happy. He wants to be going faster. He wants to be more comfortable with the car, but he just doesn't feel the confidence to push on and to take those risks. I think those second place is pretty secure for him because Ogier is the man who will take no risks out there today. He knows in terms of the championship that he's in a really strong position. Elfyn Evans, bad rally with the problems he had on the opening day, as was Neuville struggling on the opening day. So, his 2 main challengers, Sébastien Ogier, are way behind him in terms of point scoring this weekend. So Ogier, I think, will be quite happy, if he's ever happy, to settle for 3rd. We then look a little bit further back. We've got the M Sport Fords, a little battle going on there, 15 or so seconds between those 2 drivers. I'm enjoying watching that. I'm enjoying the dynamic there. I'm enjoying seeing there's a little bit of friction. Friction within a team is never a bad thing as long as you can control it, as long as you can make it work positively for you. And Richard Milner, I think, is doing that very well with his 2 young Chargers. It'll be another good result, another Safari-like result for M Sport if those 2 boys manage to contain their enthusiasm and their fighting spirit and keep the cars on the roads. The other one that we've got to watch this morning is WRC 2. Less than a second between Mikkelsen and Bellazzia. That will be fascinating indeed. So, folks, 3 stages. Just under 70 kilometres, 45 or so miles to run today until we come to a conclusion here at the Acropolis Rally of the Gods. DirtFish.com is the place to be. DirtFish.com is the place where all the news will be brought to you. Folks, by the way, very quickly, if you're enjoying these videos that we're doing, don't forget to press that little subscribe button on YouTube. We'd really appreciate it. That really helps us out. Press the subscribe button, press the like button, leave a little comment as well. You know, there's a few comments about my beard. You're quite right, it's not particularly straight. You know, particularly at this time in the morning. Comment on the rally though, forget about my beard. Keep with us, stick with us folks. There'll be 1 or 2 more updates during the course of the day. We will bring you all the news from the final day at the Rally of the Gods.